Hey guys, John here, and I'm at Farnborough Airport at Screwfix Live. I'm pretty excited for this one. I've never been to Screwfix Live before, and it's essentially the biggest Screwfix store in the UK. There's over 30,000 people at this event over 2 days, and I can't wait to get stuck in. Let's see what's coming up in this video. I get a sneak peek at the new Toughbuilt locking drawers. I step up to the Oki and throw some tracer darts, and I can't believe the prices at the Screwfix stock clearance. Let's get into it. That's something that you don't see a great deal of at other tool fairs, and that is so many storage options. So this is the Magnuson Stacker, pretty new. I picked up this box, but with black latches and a Husky logo in Home Depot in the States, but we've got it in the UK now, Magnuson Stacker. I've got one of these. I've not done a video on it yet, so if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. That'll be over on What Toolbox, where I review the latest toolboxes to the market. But I've already got one of this, but it's nice to see they've got the drawers too, the tote, they've got some other options to go with it too, so even that's quite a pretty expansive system already. And tool bags and stuff. Let's keep looking. I've just picked up one of these on the Facebook Tools video. If you've not seen that, go and check it out. I think it's got the 8-in-1 VDE screwdriver as well. And I'm kind of thinking about putting together the ultimate electrician's kit in this, because I really like the dividers on the top. I really like this tray, but underneath it's crying out for some shadow foam, possibly 2 layers. Create a really cool ultimate kit that can then also cut into the foam. But it's just a solid case, this, a proper solid Wiha case. And I reckon I could fit a lot of tools in that, even in foam, which is cool. You forget that you can actually buy stuff. Most shows you can't buy stuff at. So at this one you can. I'll tell you, that is a little beast. That's the first time I've seen one. I've seen people using that. Flipping weighs a ton. But that's for cutting uni-strut, which I can tell you now, I've got a big factory move coming soon with a lot of uni-strut needing to be cut. I bet that is a fortune. This is nice to see in the UK, I can tell you. I had to go all the way to America to buy mine and ship it back, which was some job, but here it is at Screwfix Live. And it's not bad as well. They've got a show exclusive price on. All the boxes individually, so 98 quid for the organizer, rolling box 270. So you've got like about 10% off all the boxes here at the show, which is pretty cool. Show exclusive pricing, but the fact that it's coming to the UK and Screwfix is great news. The thing that makes it quite interesting is you can open it one way. We've also got latches on the other side, and it's kind of like dual hinged. Depending on your setup, that might be really, really valuable to you. A nice looking box though, and particularly this. This was the thing that kind of really caught my interest. You've got this top extension box, which is pretty cool, and it kind of just like hooks on. The handle pulls out, and it's got these kind of crow's feet on it for hooking it onto a pickup truck. There's like a little cleat here that kind of connects to the box there, which gives you another massive big tote to work with. It just feels like it's hanging on for dear life, which I wasn't a massive fan of. But if you want to see a full video on my thoughts on the Maktrak, click up here, you can head over to What Toolbox and watch that full video. If you want one now and you like it, you can actually get it in the UK. You don't have to fly to the States. But that's the Maktrak. Let's keep looking. That's pretty cool, isn't it? A battery powered cut-off saw for 270 quid. That's a flipping, that is a bargain, I think. And like I say, this will take Erbauer batteries, and I think there's a couple of other systems as well. We are moving to a kind of a single battery system. There are new rules coming in Europe about that, but Evolution and Erbauer do cross over, and that is a really nice, chunky, great feeling. 270 quid feels like an absolute bargain for that. It takes 2 batteries, pretty chunky ones as well. You've got a big old range of stuff, Evolution, and all well priced. I saw the 3D prototype for this in Germany, but you've actually got one in the UK now. It is nice. The good thing is it feels familiar, doesn't it?
There you go. You haven't got to take the top boxes off.
Yeah, that's really good. I didn't realise that handle went so flat, so that is really cool.
So a little design. I know the new red one has got a drawer now that comes out of the front.
Yeah.
Here. Most of the others, the handle stops there, so you can't.
Nice, let's spin that around.
Storage there as well in mine.
Yeah, level storage, right, yeah. So the Klein Mod Box has got that, but I don't think we've got another one in the UK that does that, other than the painter's box. So that's pretty cool. So you've got like a step in the handle to have long levels and like painter's poles and stuff like that down the back. And the handle goes right down flush to the top of that as well. That's good. Oh, well, brilliant. I wasn't expecting to see one of these here. This spider stuff, seeing this in the UK is pretty cool, because every time I go to America I come back with some Spider Mac Blue gear, and I've always been really chuffed with it all. These are pretty cool too. Recip saw kind of attachment scraper, so you put that in a recip saw and then go to town with it. That's another little classic there. It's one of my favourite bits of S-Wing. Pretty good, but that is a great looking crowbar, but all the S-Wing stuff is, especially this stuff as well. Fab, thanks mate. That is definitely the BFG safety shoe. The catering room for everyone here at Screwfix Live. Just a job. Size 35, that is a size 35 safety boot. Quite like the Comalon stuff, and certainly anything a bit limited edition and a bit snazzy. That's pretty cool, isn't it? They're great. I love an 8-in-1, a multi-cutter. So you got a cable shear, cable stripper, and a pair of like combination pliers in one. There's the different colours all stock. I've got the orange one and the red one. Didn't have a white one though. That is one I need to pick up. Another favourite of mine, which I've not long ago got my first one of these, the Speedy screwdriver. They've got loads of innovative tools, Wiha, so there's no shortage of things to talk about. Even the little electrician's hammer with the flat top on it, which is a lot easier to use. And then the personal favourite, they even made the 100K wall, is the level with the adjustable marking points. Quite like the look of the McLaren stuff. I see this everywhere. I certainly see the T-stack cases, McLaren cases, in a few different shops, and I've seen a few of them on clearance to be fair, but I do like the colourway. I'm in the market for a 16 gauge nail gun, and that's pretty good. I think 300 quid for that, 10% off, pretty much 10% off everything I've seen so far at the show, so 300 quid for that is pretty good. Option 1 for a nail gun. I think that's one of the goals, walk away with a nail gun. I've got a lot of stud work to do in the new factory, to have one of those is going to speed it up. That's a little level I've not seen before from DeWalt. Kind of pocketable, but you can get the same thing in about a quarter of the size pretty much. Comes with a 8-metre tape though for 26 quid. The Makita stuff is getting bigger and bigger. Just blows you away, doesn't it? Now this is something I've not seen in person yet. £192.52, show price. Interestingly, this standard stack here is coming with a bunch of accessories, which you don't see that very often. How you doing? Great box this.
I'm Matt, how you doing?
Matt, how you doing, Matt?
First of all, Bunker it's built to protect your tools.
Right.
It's heavy duty, withstanding, without the army green type colour. It just lent itself really well to the product.
Yeah.
And it's just not another black box.
Are you going to bring out any drawers to go with it?
Yes, so beginning of next year there'll be a phase 2,
yeah,
which will have and it'll be interchangeable as well, so it fits on this. You can have drawer units, and we're looking at other opportunities maybe with doors as well, possibly.
Yeah, I like it. Nice one. Well, thank you very much for showing me. Thanks very much, Matt.
You're welcome.
Everything Bosch Professional is just great quality. That is no exception. That volt tester. What else have we got in here? Like a clamp meter, but this is a fork meter for checking current. That's handy, you don't have to clamp rounds, you just put it on. So that's a contender for the finish nailer that we could do with. I'd have to convert it to the full battery platform though, that's the only problem. I quite like these little tool bags with a pocket, like the little angled ones. You can fit a laptop in the middle like a technician's case. The good thing about Wiha is they'll sell a lot of different kits, so you don't just buy the bag, you can get a kit, pretty much gets you straight into it, gets you straight started. But obviously you can still buy the items individually. You have the Vario screwdriver bits, and you can fit them in the stubby, or in the little telescopic precision driver, or in the bigger screwdriver, but they all use the same bits, they're all interchangeable, which is pretty awesome. Just picked up this toolbox and these inlays in the Facebook tools video. You click it up here if you want to go and watch it. But 300 quid for that tray, 300 quid for the Cyclops tray, 134 and 100, so about 800 quid in tools and tool foam. So I don't think that was a bad pickup for 1500. Yeah, oh, thanks. Hopefully you enjoy this one we're filming at the moment, the Screwfix Roundup. It's a good show, isn't it?
I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Oh, thanks. That's good, isn't it? You've made tracer darts. I bet they're a bit odd. I bet their weightings. Highest score of the day, 122.
CEO Shadow Firm, come on then.
That's it.
122.
All right, mate. Tricky weight on them.
Unlucky, mate.
So some great deals on the Erbauer stuff. 40% off most of these hand tools. Screwdriver set for $8.99, and it's all vastly improved, the Erbauer stuff. It's really nice now, all cardboard packaging, lifetime warranty, and quite nice quality stuff as well. That'd be perfect for whatnot, but I wouldn't mind picking up a few bits. That's pretty good, look. 35 quid. You've got a pair of combination cutters that can cut off socket screws, which is really, really good. I love that. The ability to cut off a socket screw is brilliant. You've also got basically 3 pairs of multi-cutters. VD multi-cutters and a set of screwdrivers for 35 quid. That's pretty good. So I've got a few hand tools, but I think that has got to be the best deal on a 16 gauge nailer I've seen. And for my needs, I think that's going to be perfect. So cordless 55mm, like a first fix nailer, with a battery and a charger, 160 quid. I think that is pretty good. I'm going to take that one and have a look at that in the workshop. So I'm definitely getting stacked up with stuff now. That's a great price. The Tool Trek for 135 is flipping awesome, and I love this box. Proper sturdy, made by Kubrick. It's the only one, you can only get Prime from Ox in the UK, but it is a beastie toolbox, a very good one to start with. Not very often I find a tool case. Well, there's been a lot of tool cases I don't have here, to be fair, but I didn't know I&L guys had a tool tote, a tool crate. That's pretty interesting. Pretty much got all the other ones though. That's the BFG's other safety shoe. He's got a boot on one foot and then a boot on the other. That's nice, isn't it? It's like a proper splitting axe. He's like cuts and then like splits it apart with this big chock on it. Splitting maul. Flipping some tool, that innit? 35 quid, I'd have guessed more than. It's good value roughneck stuff. That's really cool as well for breaking pallets down. So 27 quid, and literally like if you've got a pallet, you just put that under the board and then you pull it back and you pop all the boards off and kind of help you turn a pallet into a coffee table or a coffee table back into a pallet. It's one of my favourite memes. 27 quid though, for a big old chunk of steel. That's a flipping good deal, isn't it? Now, I&L is, I like to call the sleeper power tool brand, because it's kind of like you don't see much of the range in a lot of the shops, you only have a small amount. But obviously, there's a lot more coming to Screwfix because they've got absolutely heaps of options here, including a power washer, jet washer, which is pretty awesome. Edge trimmers, loads of different options. They've got a really broad range. Like that's something you don't see from many other power tool brands, isn't it? Big old radio, nice big floodlight. Loads of just good quality stuff at good prices. 180 quid for a plunge saw. Good, isn't it? It's nice to have a proper look at the StackTech stuff. I believe very soon they've got the locking boxes. So the drawer boxes now have got like a little lock here. So I was hoping I'd see them here, but I think we're just on the cusp of getting them in the UK. So they've not got them yet. But obviously those integrate with all of this. This is a triple stack box. It's 247 quid at the show for that, which is just a great, if you've not seen it before, the way that they connect is just like a one. You just drop it on, it clips in, you've got this locking mechanism. Really, really nice box with the clipping rails on the sides as well. And this is something I need to look more at, their accessories that go on the clip techs. I know Toughbuilt have got more and more stuff coming very soon. So Alex from Toughbuilt has told me he's got a couple of the brand new boxes with the locking drawers on his van. Not on the booth, but he said he's given me his key and I can go and have a look, so that's where we're headed. So Alex on the Toughbuilt stand said he had some of the brand new lock-in drawer boxes in his truck, and what a flipping legend. He gave me his keys and he's parked right outside the front. He said you can't miss it. He wasn't wrong. But look at that. That is awesome. That is my first sight of the rolling drawer box. So not only is it the locking version, I haven't seen the rolling drawer box yet, so that is flipping awesome. Got the double deep rolling box, and this is what makes it really, really special. You've got the ability to lock it and then put a padlock through. It was the one kind of reservation I had, the one kind of bit of negative feedback on the Toughbuilt system was there was no way to lock the drawers, and they have solved it in a proper way. There's no messing about with a bar, like a bar that you stash, pull out and kind of lock it up, or the Milwaukee pack out drawers that you pull out the bar. It's literally just nice and hidden in there. And as well, when you put a padlock through, it's locking steel, like an aluminium casted clip here, and then this steel rail, you put a padlock through that, that is much better than one of these little eyelets on these little plastic eyes. So that is awesome. And he did say there was two, so let me get the other one. Even better. He's got the rolling big deep box. That is a flipping beauty. That is a proper rolling drawer box. So literally 2 weeks ago, I got the Milwaukee rolling drawer box, and that was basically a big old tub. Wasn't on proper ball bearing slides like this. It's just got a plastic bridge and it sits inside. It's basically a bucket with a housing. Whereas this is a really deep, solid drawer, full extension drawer, and it's got 2 runners on both sides. So that is a proper rolling drawer box. Really, really nice. But the lock does really step it up to another level. I really, really like that. So there we go. That is the 2 rolling drawer boxes, and they are top quality. I can't wait to get my hands on one, and I do believe we're getting them very, very soon. Right, let's head back inside. That's straight out the gate. I've walked in, £11.48 for 3 chisels. That is cool. 8-metre tapes, 3-piece screwdriver set, and then a combi pair of snips. It's nice to Erbauer stuff now. It's really got a lot better. It's gone to like a mid-tier tool brand now rather than like a budget one with a lifetime guarantee, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like that, and I like that. It's £13.48 for a set of VDE screwdrivers, £7.98 for the tape and the torpedo level, and then £17.48 for that. Happy days. Quite like the Ox marking pencil. Tough carbon. I wonder how many of them they've sold. That is a very specific item, isn't it? A 5/8 Joker spanner. Still a lot though, isn't it? 34 quid. That's definitely an unusual one, isn't it? Stubby screwdriver. Extendable screwdriver. I've definitely not seen that one before. I'll get a couple of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is a cool item for a giveaway, and classic Screwfix as well, Magnuson in it. So if you want one of those, you know what to do. Drop a comment down below, get involved, and make sure you subscribe while you're down there, and that'll be the first part of the giveaway. Oh, they're good. DeWalt pliers. They're pretty nice. Big old pair of DeWalt pliers for £7.50. It's not bad, is it? Getting a nice full bucket here. I'm going to need a bigger boat. I mean a bigger bucket. So there we go. I'm not empty-handed anymore. I've got a full bag of Screwfix clearance, loads of Erbauer stuff, and a giveaway. I think that is enough for me for Screwfix Live though. I am absolutely knackered. Seen loads of stuff. This is a great show. I'd highly recommend it. You've got a great spread of brands. You can buy tools and they've got bargains. What more do you want? But now it's back to the workshop and I'll talk you through what I've got. So this is the haul from Screwfix Live, and I can tell you now I didn't enjoy carrying these heavy bags back to the van. Each trip I found something cool, but I got a load of cool stuff. I got the Draper Bunker box, as you can see here. I've seen this on social media. I was really pleased to pick up one, and it is impressive. First impressions of this are very, very good, so I'm happy with it. I will be reviewing the Bunker toolbox in a full video over on What Toolbox, so I'll put a link up here. If you didn't know what Toolbox is, that is my second channel, all about toolbox reviews, the latest news in the toolbox industry, and going through all the positives and negatives of all the systems on the market pretty much. So head over to there, make sure you subscribe to What Toolbox, because a full video on the Bunker box will be coming very soon. The only one I'm going to be having in this video though is the top box. And as you'd expect, first job, even before I arrived back at base, we've had some inserts made up for this. This box is actually the same as the Husky build out from Home Depot in America, which we already had inserts for. So now I've got the Bunker, I was able to double check, and our build out insert inserts fit exactly the same. We have added a Draper section to the site though, just to avoid confusion. And if you do want inserts for your bunker box, we've got them in 9 different colours. I went for a nice Draper blue. I thought that was quite a cool colourway. As I go through my pickups from the Screwfix live show, I will put a few of my favourites on the insert and we'll cut them in. You know how we do it on this channel, but it's quite a different haul that I've got. Usually it's the top 5, top 10 tools, but you can see I've got a massive bag of stuff because this is the first show I've ever been to with a clearance section. I described this show as a Screwfix pop-up shop. It was essentially all the things that Screwfix sell, all in a massive big conference centre, and then they've got the clearance section. So usually you go in Screwfix in the UK, and if you're not from the UK, Screwfix is a catalogue service. So you walk in, there's a counter, everything, you have to flick through the catalogue, find what you want, and then you order it. They have it in the warehouse, they'll bring it to the front to you. Kind of like the Argos. But you don't have that in the rest of the world either, so that's a reference that's probably not very helpful. But Screwfix Live is all of the products they sell out on the shop floor. You can look at them, you can get hands-on. And one of their main house brands is Erbauer. So you can see we're quite Erbauer heavy here. I've got an Erbauer tool bag, which works with a Connect system, and that is full of Erbauer tools. I did need a nail gun because we've got a big factory build ongoing right now, and I've started putting out weekly videos on a Tuesday that are following the progress of the factory build, and having a nail gun to put on the architraves and skirting boards is going to be very helpful. But I think what we do now is go through my clearance bargain bag, all of the cool bits I found in the clearance section. Then I'll show you my Erbauer pickups.
Show me.
Right, so I'll kick off with my clearance goodie bag, and I did get a load of bargains from this section, and a couple of duplicates too. There was a limit of 5, you couldn't buy more than 5 of any one item, but I did kind of capitalise on that and picked up some of the best deals I did get 5 of, including, you'll be pleased to know, the magic number was 5. As soon as he said 5, I thought, it's like giveaway time all over. They must have saw me coming. But I picked up 5 of the 7-piece VDE sets, and they were £13.39. Erbauer stuff as well has got a lifetime guarantee. The new branding and packaging they've gone to has come with a refresh of all the tools, and they're really high quality. So £13.39 for a 6-piece VDE screwdriver set. That's pretty decent, I think is a pretty good bargain. What else did I get? I got their 5-metre tape measure and torpedo level 2-piece pack, and there should be 5 of them as well, I think. Yeah, 5 of those, and they were £30 RRP, 40% discount, which brought them down to £18 each. And again, I've picked these up because I've had an Erbauer tape measure before and I was really impressed with it. But I assume the torpedo level would also be great quality. Let's have a look. So 18 quid, doesn't feel particularly cheap, that. It is a very nice quality milled edge torpedo level and a nice quality tape measure. It's got reverse printing, metric and imperial. I can feel it's got a nice tough coating on it. And just a decent quality tape, 5-metre tape. It's got like the little quick trigger lock on the bottom as well. Those 2 are going in there because they are definitely favourites. And it doesn't stop there because they also had a combination plier set and 3 mechanical screwdrivers, and these have all got like a hex head on them as well. This set, 4-piece set, was £30 RRP with 40% off as well, so that's £18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the theme. They are the 3 Erbauer boxes that I got. Let's have a look at these. So this is a combination plier. I think it's like a bullnose plier, wire stripper, but that was it. That's what I forgot now. This is what I liked about it. So it's actually got the little socket screw cutter. So if you ever put in a socket front on and the screws aren't long enough, you can usually buy longer ones and they come at 50mm. But a pair of pliers like this, you can put that screw in there, chop it down, make it a bit shorter so it'll fit in the socket and not kind of bust out the back of the socket. So that is awesome. But you also get 3 mechanical screwdrivers, and they're nice quality too, with these hexagon tops on them, so you can get a spanner on them and get more torque. The flathead doesn't have, but they're, again, nice quality screwdrivers. Definitely a great pair of grips, all in a cool little kit. But these ones I will also add to my layout. So when I get to the foam cutting section, I've got a nice toolkit going on already here. So next thing is a cool item from Magnuson, which is basically Screwfix and B&Q's other house brand. This is like their more budget line, I'd say, and then Erbauer is the next level up. But this tool is something I've not seen in my B&Q or Screwfix before. If I can get it open, I'll show you. This is the first quirky tool of the clearance section, and it's a stubby screwdriver that the actual handle extends, which is something a bit new on me. I've never seen one of those before. So usually I've seen a lot of screwdrivers that have like an adjustable shaft like this that can pull out. We've seen the DeWalt telescopic screwdriver. This one is kind of a telescopic screwdriver head, so it can go right down as short as that. But also if you need a longer screwdriver, the shaft comes out and the head pops up. to make it a little bit more of a classic size screwdriver. Bit of a quirky one. Also, the 1/4 inch bit that it comes with can flip over, and that is a Phillips head or a flat head. So pretty cool little item. Never seen that before in B&Q, so I was quite happy to pick one of those up, and that was usually $7.99. That had a 51% discount, so about £4 for that. And I liked it that much. I didn't just buy one for me, I also bought 5 for the giveaway. As always, drop a comment on the video down below. I do read all the comments and I reply to as many as I can. Drop your comment, make sure you subscribe, click the hype button on this video. It's a new feature on YouTube, the hype button. If you click that, it gives this video a bit more visibility and helps us compete with those bigger channels. That's what the hype button is for. It's for the smaller channels. And if you do those things, you'll be entered into the giveaway. It's as simple as that, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world. We'll send out a little bundle of tools because I do have something else to go with that. But that is a cool little tool for the insert, and I'm not quite finished with the clearance bag. We've got a few other bits. I picked up 2 8-meter Magnuson tape measures. I didn't get loads of these, I just got 1 pack. And it was £10 for the pack, so that's a £5 each, and then there was 25% discount, so £4 for an 8-meter reverse print tape measure, nice and solid. I thought that was a pretty cool pickup. I got a couple of these chisel sets from Stanley. I got 1, 2, 3. Usually $28.99, but that had 60% discount. Got to work that one out. $28.99, £11.59, or £11.60. Nice quality chisel, 3 common sizes, 25mm, 18mm and 12mm. Dynagrip, they're not made in the UK. Some chisels from Stanley still are, these aren't, but they're a nice quality chisel set. You can't go wrong for £11.60 for that. So I bought 3 of those. I got 2 pairs of DeWalt linesman's pliers, 200mm. Nice to see a bit of DeWalt in the clearance section, not just the house brands, also the same for Stanley, not a house brand. These were £16, reduced by 53%. Random discount, that, isn't it? But that was £7.50 for a pair of DeWalt lineman's pliers. So I got 2 of those. I got a couple of boxes of Sharpies because you always need more Sharpies. These were usually £15, reduced by 25% equals, they were £11.25 for 12 Sharpies. Always need more Sharpies. And last but no means least, I got an Ox Tough Carbon pen. This is usually £15 and that was half price, £7.50. Another brand that's not house brand, nice to see a bit of Ox. A brand I really like since doing that Ox liquidation shop video. I'd basically bought a whole van full of Ox tools, and if you want to see that video, it's up here. And there was loads of Tough Carbon leads on that pallet, and there was only 1 of the pens. So I picked up 1 of these for myself, but it didn't stop there. This was another great little addition to the giveaway, I thought. A Tough Carbon mechanical pencil with a holster is the other item for the giveaway. So that makes a lovely little giveaway bundle, I'd say. And if you want to get involved, like I say, just drop a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe and you'll be in with a chance to win that. We do the prize draws over on the Shadow Foam channel, which I'll click up here. You can go and watch all of the previous prize draws. We keep it really nice and visible. You can see the full draw, me reading out the comments that won as well, all over on the Shadow Foam channel. So I'll put a link up there. But that is it. That is everything I picked up from the clearance section. Some great stuff. And why did I buy all these clearance tools? Well, I thought they'd be perfect for Whatnot. I like Erbauer tools, nice kind of mid-level quality tools at a nice price, and it's a brand I've not had on the Whatnot tool show yet. And what is Whatnot? Well, it is an auction platform, brand new, and if you like auctions or you like getting a bargain, you're gonna love Whatnot. I sell tools on Whatnot every Monday night at 7 PM, and I have done now for about 3 months, and I've been really loving it. And every week I've got different tools, different brands, really high quality brands, but always different stuff. And it all starts at £1. Bidding starts at £1. We run 10-second auctions on every item, and we move really quickly through the show. And it's a great crack. You can get your questions in. I have a bit of chat as well with everybody watching, and you can grab yourself some bargain tools. So what is not to love? And Whatnot isn't just for tools. You can also get Pokemon cards, coins, collectibles, Lego, silver and gold, Amazon returns. So if it sounds good to you and you've not used the app before, make sure you use my referral link. I'll put it in the description, and that way you can get yourself £10 to spend on the app, which is pretty amazing. You get a lot of stuff for £10. And there is no better time to sign up than right now, because the biggest show I've ever done is on Sunday. This Sunday coming, the 19th of October at 5:30. So it's a little bit earlier than my usual Monday shows, but this will be our 10th tool show on Whatnot. And I thought to celebrate the Big 10, we'd do our biggest ever show. There'll be over 750 tools for sale, all starting at £1. So there are some absolute bargains to be had. And this show, we've also got a massive buyer's giveaway. So if you buy something on the show, even if you win something for £1, you can enter the buyer's giveaways at the end of the show, and we've got 3 mystery tool bundles. We've got a Makita £100 plus of brand new tools mystery bundle, a Milwaukee bundle, and a DeWalt bundle. They'll be all running as a buyer's giveaway at the end of the show. And as something totally new, we've also got a top spender prize. We've never done this before. I thought it'd be a fun thing to try, and with a prize as big and as expensive as this, I thought it would be cool for a top spender on Sunday's show, which will be drawn at the end of the show. So hopefully I'll see you there on Sunday for our biggest ever show. But with all that being said, let's get back to Screwfix Live. So with all of the clearance tools looked through, I think I'll move all of these to the back. I've got a pretty good insert of tools going already, but it doesn't quite stop there because I also picked up some amazing tools from the Erbauer stand. Next up is the contents of the Erbauer Connect tool bag. I picked this up from the Erbauer stand, so this wasn't the clearance section, but still great deals. There was like a 10% minimum discount at everything at the show, but then some of the stuff had more, and Erbauer was one of those examples. 39% discount's the biggest discount on this receipt. Well, what did I get? Well, the first thing is the Connect bag. So this connects with all of the other Erbauer boxes, including the new Erbauer drawers, which are pretty much sold out everywhere, but I did speak to a chap on the stand and he did say there are more coming soon. They are going to finish off expanding the range and get everything on the wheelie drawer setup. And if you want to see the first look at the Erbauer drawers, I did manage to pick up a set, and they are over on the What Toolbox channel. Great video of that, because the Erbauer Connect does integrate with a lot of other systems, and you can make a really, really good, well-priced system with the Erbauer system. But this tool bag will connect onto those, and it was £39 usually with £9 off, so 30 quid. And I actually bought it. Another reason why I bought it was to carry all the tools around in. So what tools did I get off the booth? Well, I've got the receipt so I can get the price in. This is the first item. This is usually 50 quid, but it had £15 off, so it's 35. And I think that is not bad for a 3-piece plier set and 5-piece screwdriver set, and it's all VDE rated. So we've got a pair of snips, but with cable strippers and socket screw cutters. Same as these ones. We've got another pair of socket screw cutters, but these are like bullnose pliers, and they've also got wire strippers on, so it's kind of a slightly different pair, and a crimper on the handle as well. And then we've also got another pair of cutters, kind of a bit of a feature to be fair. They're M3 and M4, M3.5 and M4. This is M3.5 and M5, so this is the biggest ones. Again, cable strippers, big old bullnose pliers. Unusual trio, I'd say, of pliers. What is the thinking behind that, I wonder, that they're all kind of similar? It's kind of like long nose pliers, bullnose and cutters, but with a lot of extra features on them, plus 5 VDE rated screwdrivers for 35 quid. I think those alone represent 35 quid to me, so having the screwdrivers as well, I think is a pretty cool little bundle. So I picked up those. Another thing I really liked were the Erbauer mechanical through-tang screwdrivers. They call them the go-through screwdriver set, but it's a 5-piece set. They all have hexagon shafts and a full through-tang, so you can hit that with a hammer. And these were a great price too. Usually 22 quid, but with £8.50 off makes them, what's that, £13.50 for a set of screwdrivers with the through-tang, nice quality. I think that is a really great set of screwdrivers for 13 quid. What else we got? Don't quite stop there. A few other bits. I got a Erbauer framer's hammer. Again, a really nice looking hammer this. 16-ounce anti-vibe hammer, usually 24 quid, but with £7 off, so that's about 17 quid. Not bad, is it? 17 quid. Again, all lifetime guarantee, all nice stuff. All got a nice feel into it, nice handles, feels premium. The orange feels a bit budget, doesn't it, of Magnuson? And we've got a couple more items in here. I picked up the Erbauer ratcheting screwdriver. This was 20 with £6.50 off. So again, that comes in at £13.50. And we've got a, I'm hoping there's bits in the head. Yeah, so we've actually got 2-way screwdriver bits in a little cartridge in the head. Got a nice heft to it. Feels pretty decent. It does feel like quite a fine tooth. And there's no jankiness to it. It feels pretty good, that, you know. I'm quite happy with it. And the bits, even though there's no ridge on it, when I put that in there, it locks in. It's not falling out. You've got to pull that quick release back, which again is really nice. A nice little feature. Some of these just have like a magnet. It's just held in by a magnet and it will release quite easily, but that is locking into the head. Like it. £13.50. That is a nice 1/4-inch ratcheting screwdriver. I like it. And it doesn't quite stop there, because it wouldn't be a tool hunt without finding a Zoll stock. There weren't many Zoll stocks at the show, but on the Stabila stand, and Stabila makes Zoll stocks, not me, but King Louis, a big fan of the channel, who I met at the show, and I've met him a couple of times previously, to be fair, as well, at Maker Central. He mentioned to me that he'd asked about Zoll stocks on the Stabila stand, and they had some in drawers, and they had this one. a Tyler's Community limited edition one that they had, because I've already got the Stability Pro, but this is slightly different, so I think this is a great addition to the collection. So that is all of the tools. All I've got left to show you is the nail gun. It's kind of like a second fix nailer. It's not like a framing nailer. It's a 18 gauge up to 55mm pin nails. And again, this was a great little bargain, this. £200 for the kit usually, so it's the nail gun plus a battery and a charger, 2 amp-hour battery, but at the show it was 160, which I think is a great price. And we'll give this a test. So I've loaded it up with some 25mm nails. I'll give it a quick test. Oh, now that is something to be aware of. I've got a full battery. Right, so it took me a few seconds to get this thing working, because straight out the box, had a fully charged battery, loaded it up with the nails, and everything seemed pretty good, but it wasn't working. And I did look around it, I'm kind of looking in all the obvious places, and it was a few seconds before I noticed the little control panel here, just inside, and you have to turn it on. So the button in the middle there is to turn it on. And then we've got two other buttons. We've got this one on this side, which is for just single nail operation. So you press it down, pull the trigger, and you can fire single nails. And then if you press it again, you can do bump fire. So you just hold the trigger down, and then as you just hit the wood, it'll fire a nail. So that's pretty cool. I was quite happy with that. I could not work out for the life of me what the other button did. It says it's an inflator. There's a description in the manual of it just saying it's the inflator mode, and really cannot work out what it's for. It says inflation mode indicator. So let me know in the comments what that's for. If you know, I'd love to know. I can't work it out myself, but I don't think it's really necessary. The only feature you really need is just be able to fire a nail, really. You've also got this fine adjustment here, so if the nail heads are just standing proud, you can kind of just adjust this, so it then fires it straight below the surface, and then you don't have any little, like, you know, protruding nails. The bump fire doesn't seem as good. When I'm kind of bump firing nails, you do seem to get a few more that are standing a little bit proud. But I mean, I don't know really if I'd be using that. You're just going slow and steady with it. Quite happy to just fire individual nails one at a time, but really nice. I think that is definitely going to speed up skirtings and architrave around our new office and our new buildings that we're doing in the new factory. So pretty cool. It's also got a hook on the side, which is like a bit of a rafter hook or a belt hook, which, you know, nice little addition to have a hook on the side. You also have a spare tip as well. So this tip's just to protect the wood when you're, you know, nailing on archies or finishing stuff. You don't want to leave a big metal dent in there. So you've got a little plastic tip, and then you have a spare one on the side as well, which is quite nice. So pretty happy with that. I think that was a really good pickup, and it's going to be well used, and it's going to speed up the factory videos. So make sure you check those out. And while I was putting it all together, one thing I noticed was it fits perfectly in that box. So I think I'm going to change the plan. We're not going to be going with this layout. I'm going to park all that over here. Seems a shame. I've got a nice layout going, but actually that layout can move to one side, because this is far more practical as a nail gun storage box, I think. So I'm going to put the nail gun pretty much like that, and then I can put my box of nails there as well, maybe cut a slot for some spare nails so I can have it all together. The charger can go on the workshop shelf. I don't need the charger in this kit, but I think that is probably a much better use of my new bunker box and the bunker insert. So I'm going to clear all this out of the way, get that in the middle. I'm going to cut it all into the shadow foam, and it's as simple as cutting around the shape, peeling back layers. But let me get it all cut in, and I'll talk you through how I did it. There we have it. I think that was a much better use of the case, to be fair, than hand tools, because that is the nailer all organised. I've even got a box of pin nails in there, and I could probably put that vertically and have a couple in a row if I got a few more, but for now that is the only box I've got, so that can go there. I've got the battery that came in the kit in there as well, rather than storing it attached to the nailer. This was a twin pack 250mm inserts, and they've obviously got a little cut out for the relief there, so I've even managed to put a few of my extra spare nails down the side. So the actual nail gun came with a strip of nails, which is pretty cool, but I'm really happy with that. It sits nice and flush in 250mm inserts, and I've got a really nice finish there. So it's quite nice actually to do a big lumpy power tool than hand tools, and it's dead simple. It's a very similar process to how I cut in hand tools. Essentially, I lay out the items where I want them to go. I use a scalpel that comes in the cutting kits that come free with most orders at shadowfoam.com. I make sure I've got my anti-cut glove on. Then I cut round the shape, and for the top 50mm insert, I cut all the way through. Then use that as a template to cut the bottom layer. And on the bottom layer, I've just peeled out about 30 mil of foam. It's quite a chunky beast, this, and I did want the lid to close, so I've had to peel out about 30 mil of foam. Now, once I'd cut the pieces out and peeled them back, I didn't throw any of the offcuts away. I saved them because I put them back into the foam and I used them to mask off the area, to perfectly mask off for the spray glue. So then what I do is I use the shadow foam spray glue on both sides of the foam, wait about 30 seconds so they go tacky, and then literally push them together, a bit of pressure, and they will be stuck together perfectly to create one chunky insert. And then I actually went back and added, as a final touch, a couple of finger pulls to the battery and to the box of nails as well, just to make it easier to get them in and out. Rather than having your nail gun bouncing around the box, because obviously these boxes are great, but they literally are an empty bucket on the inside. So having a foam insert like that means you can dial this in however you want. I could have moved the nail gun over and had like 3 batteries stacked. Obviously I've only got 1 Erbauer battery, so there's no point in me making space for more, and I've not got too many nails yet, but with shadow foam you can adapt and change and modify your layout very easily. So even this space up here, if I get a few more items I could cut them in, no problem. So if you want some shadow foam and you want to get your toolboxes dialed in, we make inserts for every toolbox on the market, not just the Draper Bunker, but the Milwaukee Packout, the Festool Sustainers, the Bosch L-Boxxes, the DeWalt Tough System, the Toughbuilt Stack Tech, the Flex Stack Pack, every modular toolbox on the market, including Pelly cases and flight cases. We do inserts that fit perfectly inside those cases in a whole selection of colours and sizes. And we don't just have inserts for boxes, we also do multi-packs, and you can buy sheets of shadow foam to organise all your tools, however you store them. If it's a big old roll cab or a wall panel like I've got behind me, you can organise your tools in shadow foam. So go and check out the website, shadowfoam.com. I'll put a link in the description. Make sure you click the Whatnot referral link, set up your account over on Whatnot and claim your £10, €15 or $15 credit. Thank you very much to Whatnot for sponsoring this video. Make sure you drop a comment down below the video so you're entered into the giveaway. And with all of that being said, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed Screwfix Live. Hopefully see you at the next one, and I'll see you next time.